We're watching films on the toilet, because that's what dads have to do. When the movie's unsuitable for your kids, then pretend you need a number two. If you need a break from your family or spouse, there's a lavatorial picture house. Watch Terminator 2 while you're sitting on the loo. Enjoy the whole of Rambo 4 with your trousers on the floor. We're watching films on the toilet. How about you?
Everybody.
Oh, slightly new voice there.
Just playing with it. It's a little Kermit.
I'm halfway there to a Kermit voice without even trying.
Yeah, you're
A little bit of a, like a bubble in my throat.
a little bit back there.
Yeah, I thought I sound exactly like that.
Yeah, you do. Hey, Ben, I hate women. Oh, hey, Eamonn. Eamonn, don't say that. I tell you what, I was... About half an hour ago, I would not have been up for this at all.
Why's that?
I was cross, I was tired, I was not happy with the dinner I'd eaten, and then I took my son to Kung Fu. I lost my wallet. I got home and my wallet was not there, so I drove back, and thankfully it was on the road.
Wow.
So I was cross. Then I went upstairs and my wife was watching a David Attenborough, and I saw an eagle pick up a deer.
Wow.
And then drop it to kill it. And I thought, my life is meaningless. That's what it does. It carries it off a cliff and drops it. And then it's... It was mud. But perked me up. Good. So anyway, welcome to watching films on the toilet. Perhaps you might detect a little bit of friction between us because we've watched a film which was about a couple of good friends having a fallout.
Talk about art reflecting life.
And that film is called... You're the Irish one, Eamonn, you say it. I got it wrong last time.
So, yeah, it's the Banshees of Inisherin.
Yeah, Banshees of Ed Sheeran.
Ben wanted to say that joke. That's why he made me say it.
Set you up, and it worked. Martin McDonagh, a very good director. He's made a new film, what we saw at the cinema.
We did indeed.
And we will discuss that later on. But first of all, we have some correspondence.
We got a little email from an old friend of the pod.
Uh-huh.
Okay, here we go. Hello, toilet boys. Hello, toilet friends.
Oh.
It's Joe Rogel here.
Oh.
Rogel done a bad again, and now the bad newspaper's called Rogel the Bad Man, just because he said the lies about the cat boys. You know, the cat boys. The little ones what go to school. They has the cat toilet there made of the gravel. And Rogel told everyone on his Red Hos Pos Cos. I think he means Red Hot Podcast.
I think he does, yeah.
They has the cat's toilet there made of the gravel. Only they don't. The cat men do their dirt in the people toilets after all. And Rogel looks mean. Can you help, toilet boys? What about the red wave? I done a sneeze and a bit of meat came out. The doctors say I get 20% of brain now. What does that mean? It bigger? Please help, toilets. For real. That's the end.
Oh, for real. Oh, for real. Oh, Joe Rogel.
Joe Rogel. He had to refer to himself as Rogel there for some reason.
He's got himself in a bit of a scrape again.
There. Yeah, I know fake news is bad, but every so often a little bit of it is so creative. I kind of have to grudgingly tip my hat, which is that furries, which is people who like dressing up in sort of cartoonish animal costumes. So prevalent now in schools that they have litter trays for them instead of toilets. And
there's some toilet news there.
It's perfect.
Perfect.
He went all in on that. Didn't bother fact checking it. It was just like, this is a huge story.
It's identity politics gone mad.
So he's got himself in a little bit of trouble with that. Have you had any correspondence, Ben?
Yeah, I did. Did have a letter. Okay. Dear Watching Films on the Toilet. On your last episode, you questioned the convictions of a group of protesters who glued themselves to the floor of a car factory and complained when they were provided with inadequate toilet facilities. As an ex-protester myself, you might expect me to disagree with you, but I think you're right. They're weak. Your idea to form a human centipede daisy chain was exactly the kind of thing I might have suggested in one of our Just Stop Oil round table sessions before I was asked to leave. Permanently. Do they really expect to get anywhere by throwing paint on art or lying in roads? My ideas were way better. For example, instead of lying down, why not cover yourselves in oil, stand on each other's shoulders, and give a megaphone to the guy at the top, who can shout, "I'm an oily man," before collapsing onto an MP.
Okay.
Too dangerous, apparently. Last summer, I suggested 3 of us fly a plane over Hyde Park during Elton John's sold-out concert, dressed in Big Bird costumes. We'd then cover ourselves in oil and jump from the plane without parachutes at the start of I'm Still Standing, only to crash down onto the stage, one after the other, during the yeah bit. That would have made an impact. And of course, they hated the idea of pouring petrol over dangerous dogs and letting them run wild in Bradford on a Saturday afternoon. In the end, I gave up on protesting and became a crypto trader instead. And now I'm rich as
Oh.
Yours sincerely, Don Lemon.
Oh, good name.
That's
Good
it.
name.
Don Lemon. So Don had some pretty wild ideas. And turns out we were on his wavelength.
That's slightly concerning.
Yeah, I know. He just wanted to cover everything in oil. That was basically his whole vibe.
It was oily based, wasn't it?
Just cover everything in oil.
It's interesting. Like, this has not really affected me at all because I walk to work. But I know it's been quite a big deal. I don't disagree with. And basically, what I'm saying is this doesn't affect me, so I don't care. I can do what they want. Do what they want. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I wondered. I felt like that was going to be some real talk there,
No.
but instead it's just you not caring.
Yeah.
Indifferent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just need to go a bit harder. Is all I'm saying.
Are they blockading the M25?
Yeah, they do that quite a lot, but that road's rubbish. Do it on a road that's like really good.
Yeah.
You know, a road you don't expect to have to be jammed on for 6 hours.
Yeah, like the when you turn off the M5 onto the A38 all the way down to Devon. Always a delight, that stretch.
Yeah, that's normally all right. That is
Great.
actually.
What I love about driving,
good
what I
stretch.
love about driving in the southwest is everyone drives fast.
Yeah. They
Sometimes
do.
when you think like, ooh, maybe I'm pushing it a little bit, a fraction of a second later, someone will bomb past in like a Ford Sierra.
It's because everyone knows that they are disposable, and they just have no regard for themselves or anybody else.
It's quite nihilistic.
Well, it's true, isn't it? Yeah. Good.
Right.
Okay. Any toilet news?
God, yeah. Right, there's only one toilet story that everyone is talking about this week, Ben. Honestly, I've never seen such uniform coverage of one toilet story.
Okay.
And it's got it all.
Okay.
Here we go. Is this the most disgusting habit ever? Mother is blasted as utterly rank after revealing she cleans her toilet brush by putting it in the dishwasher.
Oh no.
Yeah, so a woman has been fiercely criticised after revealing she washes her toilet brush in the dishwasher. The anonymous woman, who is thought to be UK-based, made the admission in a post. I'm glad she's from the UK. Post on Parenting Forum Mumsnet. In it, she said the unusual habit was rumbled after a friend came to her house and saw the unsavoury implement in the dishwasher. I put the brush and holder in on their own on a hot wash, and they came out like new. A friend popped by this morning for coffee, and I opened the dishwasher to get out a couple of mugs, forgetting I'd put the toilet items in last night. She totally freaked out, saying this is totally disgusting, and rewashed the mugs I'd taken out from the cupboard and poured boiling water on them before she would allow me to make her coffee.
That is fair.
Yeah.
But hang on. She did say that she washed the brush and the holder separately, didn't she?
She did.
Like, if she'd been washing it with all her other dishes, that is horrific. That's going to be swilling around in toilet water for an hour or so. But on its own, I'm not saying I would wash the toilet brush in the dishwasher, even on its own. But
It kind of sounds like you are endorsing it, though. You are. Definitely are.
I don't know. I think this is, you say that people are in uproar, but maybe they didn't read the whole article. And I imagine that most people didn't. They saw the headline. Oh, you can't do that. You can't do that with the dishwasher and your dishes. Is that what they typed?
Pretty much. I can read you some of the comments, actually.
Yeah, go on.
This is absolutely disgusting. And then 4 of the sick-looking emojis. And someone else says, utterly rank. Gross. Nasty. Says someone. I don't know why. So many A's.
That person had, let's say, how can I say this without getting in trouble?
Stroke? They had a stroke?
They could have had a stroke, or they were maybe toking some reefer.
Yes, all right.
Is what I was thinking. Nasty.
Yeah. Well, here you go. There are some other people. Someone else says, it's fine. My ex-partner used to do the same. We're both still alive and still friends.
And still friends. I like that. That's good.
I'm actually a little disappointed in you, Ben. I'm not going to lie.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I thought we'd have lots of... I imagine other disgusting things you can put in there. Instead, you went, I think that's fine. It's really annoying.
I like to keep you on your toes.
Well, you have.
Don't you find, though, you know, I spend many hours thinking about how conversations are going to play out with people in my head. They never turn out how they expect them to.
No, especially when it comes to like telling someone off. In your imagined tellings off, they stand there patiently whilst you lay into them, sort of nodding contritely. Whereas what actually happens is they just start shouting back.
Who are you telling off out of interest?
Everyone. Yeah. The only thing in recent memory I can remember is when some absolute idiot jammed up a road. There was already lots of traffic going each way. It was kind of a bottleneck, and he did something really stupid. I talked about this before.
You did. We pulled out.
And I said this before. I told him not to shoot his mouth off, and then he just kept on saying that over and over again. Like he's a f***ing idiot. Like he couldn't think for himself.
Most people, I certainly don't do well in times of conflict. Like you get so much adrenaline and heart rate's so fast. You can't think that quickly to come back with a good retort.
What I did say to him is, why do you keep on saying the thing that I said to you? Why can't you think of your own thing? And what I hope is that he didn't say anything at the time, but I hope he kept on thinking about that later on. It's just
he did.
I didn't. I really didn't say my own things. I said that thing that he said.
So all sorts of names he could have called you. Like that guy looks like a poor man's Ronan Keating.
That's a great one.
He could have said that, but he didn't say that, did he?
Yeah.
Richard Branson's let himself go. That kind of thing.
Or I didn't think I'd see Mick Norcroft from Towie in this part of the world. But yeah, anyway, the imaginary tellings off, they never work. It's just turns into two people shouting at each other. So my advice is bide your time and try and get them sneakily. Another point.
Yeah, get them from behind. Just punch them right in the base of the skull. Then you've said everything you need to say.
Or maybe like a little shiv. Is that acceptable?
Yeah.
One, just a couple. Just a couple.
When was it? What was the first? Do you remember the first film you saw a shivving, or the first TV show you saw that in? Because I'm not sure if I do, but I remember being very shocked the first time I saw like multiple.
I'd say it's probably something like Oz.
I was going to say the same thing. I reckon it might have been Oz.
I felt like Oz felt like one of those programs. I remember we used to talk about it, but I'm almost positive no one in my family else has ever seen it. And it used to be on at like midnight on Channel 4.
Oz definitely felt like something I shouldn't have been watching.
It was really, really full on.
So dark.
Really dark.
So dark. Is that what's he called?
J.K. Simmons was in it.
J.K. Simmons.
He played a neo-Nazi in it,
wasn't he? Yeah. I might rewatch Oz.
I'd be interested to see if it's dated or not.
Be uplifting, wouldn't it?
God, it's so depressing.
Pick you up.
Yeah.
That is the television equivalent of an eagle dropping a deer. Okay, cool. Right. The movie,
Let's do
right?
The movie.
So Banshees of
Inisherin.
How did you see this, Eamon? And I know how you saw it, and I want you to tell the story.
Wow. I went to see quite a late showing, right? And obviously it's not like a blockbuster, so it was quite a small cinema. Actually, one of the slightly... It wasn't like the smallest room, say maybe a couple of hundred seats or something like that. I'd pre-booked on the day, so I selected my seat nicely in the middle, but not too close to anyone.
Lovely.
When I arrived to go and sit in my seat, some idiot was sat in a seat right next to mine. Like, they booked the seat next to mine.
That's weird.
What kind of maniac does that?
I've got the text from you.
Yeah, okay.
Cinema is practically empty. Some old guy booked his seat right next to mine. What a complete C word.
Well,
my wife liked that one.
It was one of those situations where like it could very easily have ruined my night. because I was so
Yes, you
cross
could.
about it. But I did decide to let it go.
I could imagine you stewing there, just like, gotta say it. Sorry, why did you have to sit? Why did you have to sit?
That is, it's like
Why'd you
I'm
sit like that?
sure something like that must have been done in Curb. It's that kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
thing. It's like, why?
Yeah,
It's ridiculous. Why would you do that?
I went to see it in the movie house
Yeah.
as well. What did you drink for me, Eamon?
I drank a load of bloomin' Guinness, like the half
Yeah.
Irishman I am.
You drank a load of pint of Guinness and that. It's like, throw it back and that.
That's right.
Right there, just throw it back in your mouth.
I had
Bit of Wogan.
I had this. There was a bit of woken there. There's a friend of mine who's similar kind of background. I think both his parents are Irish, but he was brought up in England.
Yeah.
So as you do, like we start drinking and then just start talking about how brilliant Ireland is and how rubbish England
Yeah.
is. Right. And then because it's cool. Being Irish is cool. Being English isn't cool.
Yeah, it's not cool.
And then, like, I never drink Guinness, but because obviously I've been talking about Ireland for so long, I was just like, I think actually I will. Yeah, I'll have a pint as well. Actually, yeah, I do. I just remembered I really like it.
No, I do actually like
Yeah,
it.
it was that kind of thing. Yeah,
You started picking up
that's
the
right.
accent.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I like this as it goes. But anyway, we drank loads, and then I did this thing where when I was at university, I worked in an Irish bar, and all the locals used to get Guinness and then put a shot of Tia Maria in it to kind of mellow it out. I had a couple of those. Anyway, the next morning I woke up and I had gout. But anyway, so I had 3 pints of Guinness, and you've got 1 minute and 18 seconds.
All right, I think I can do that in that time. Let's give it a try.
Right, you ready?
Yeah, of course I am.
3, 2, 1, go.
So it's 1923. We're a year into the Irish Civil War, and on the island of Inisherin, Brendan Gleeson, in the midst of an existential crisis, decides he doesn't want to speak to his best friend Colin Farrell anymore because he's dull, and he'd rather spend time carving himself a musical legacy than listen to stories about horse poo. Colin refuses to leave his friend alone, so Brendan tells him he'll cut off his own finger with a pair of sheep shears if he won't just ignore him. Colin's sister, played by Kerry Condon, and his fidgety friend, Barry Keoghan, try to keep him away from Brendan, but he still won't accept his old friend's decision, and Brendan is left with no choice but to chop all the fingers off his fiddle hand and lob them at Colin's door. To make matters worse, Kerry leaves for the mainland, and as Colin waves her off from the cliffside, his beloved pony chokes to death on one of Brendan's fingers. Colin is heartbroken and decides to burn down his ex-mate's house, whether he's in it or not. With his house in ruins, Barry dead in a lake, and each man scarred by their ridiculous feud, the pair meet on a beach. Brendan hopes to end the conflict, but Colin is unable to forgive him, even though he's happy to look after his dog. The end.
Oh, that was 1 minute 17.
Quite a sad summer wee.
It was very sad, yeah.
Hard to make jests in that one, really.
Yeah, no golden accordion this week, I'm afraid, listeners.
No gold accordion for you this week. What struck me about this film is, although it's a fable, it has a very heightened narrative, I suppose, at times. It made me think how I would feel if you decided that you didn't want to be friends with me anymore.
Yeah.
And it made me feel very sad.
Yes. I totally agree. The whole fable thing is spot on. It felt like one of those allegorical tales, almost like a folk tale.
Yes.
But I felt exactly the same way. If your best friend were to do that to you, you would just feel so sad.
Yeah.
And I thought Colin Farrell did an amazing job of expressing that sadness.
He really did. There's something very likeable about him. He's pathetic. You just warm to him and his plight. And I've never seen a film about friends breaking up before, I don't think. Not like this.
Yeah.
It's all just very sad. It's like, I don't want to be mates with you anymore. Like, oh, that sucks. It would be horrible.
I didn't find him pathetic because I thought he is just a sweet man, and he's just kind of reacting, I think, very naturally to this rejection.
But he's a bit daft, and I think that the thing that got me was the way he kind of looked down on Barry. Yeah. In the same way as
that's right.
Brendan sort of looked down on him.
Yeah. I
did feel like if we were to take roles in this film, I felt like I would be Colin Farrell and you would be Brendan Gleeson. But maybe you saw it the other way.
Well, yeah. In that I'm fatter and more pretentious. Yes. It is interesting. I think I was capable of seeing it from both points of view because in real life you have friends, I suppose, who are just like, I don't know why I'm friends with you.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really getting an awful lot. You seem to be getting a lot more out of this relationship than I am. But I think you can't dump friends without it feeling like spectacularly sort of mean.
Some people may value your friendship a lot more than you realise.
Right.
I probably think I'm better friends with some people than I actually am, in their eyes. But this friendship, I think, it was two best buds, wasn't it?
Do you think, because I was thinking about this, we never see them in their old state.
No.
It's like being how they interacted with each other, not even via flashback. I thought that was an interesting decision. I think it was a good decision.
Yeah.
Because I think it helped maintain that kind of fable-like sort of quality.
And initially you have the mystery. Why?
Yeah.
Why has he just decided to abandon his friend? He's just thrown right into it.
It would have been interesting seeing how they interacted because Brendan was quite artsy and pretentious.
Yeah.
And Colin is so dull.
Yeah.
Like there are some people, you must know people who, in a way it's kind of relaxing because you'll be like, you're just going to fucking blather on no matter what.
Yeah.
So you just give them a starting point and be like, well, what about the tube strikes? And you know that they'll just talk for the next
They'll just go.
20 minutes.
If you'd broken up friends with me, what do you think the reason would be? For Brendan Gleeson, he wants to be remembered for his musical prowess.
Yeah.
Why would you dump me?
Well, I mean, how long have you got?
Well, you've obviously been thinking about it.
Oh, loads. I mean, your face? Don't like your face.
Okay, I mean, but for you, like, what would you do? Like, just so there's no reason. It's not about me, is it? It's about.
Well, I just wouldn't want to look at your face anymore.
Okay. And what are you going to do with all that free time now that you don't have to spend time with me?
Just not feeling sick.
You'd probably just play Call of Duty, wouldn't you?
If I didn't, yeah. I mean, the time I end up sort of thinking about this podcast and then recording it and editing it, that's probably 2 to 3 hours per week.
At least, yeah.
That could significantly improve my KD ratio. KD means kill-death ratio.
Yeah.
Don't want to get too... basically, you really want to have killed more people than times you've been killed. If you want to be taken seriously in the Call of Duty world.
Right, yeah.
You got to have at least a 1.0 something KD ratio.
Yeah, I've obviously, yeah.
1.08, that's what I'm on.
Oh, so is that better than 1?
Just better than 1.
Do you want to be below 1? Or
No,
do
you want to be above
1?
Want to be above.
You want to be above 1?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I could really get that number up if it weren't for this. What about you? What would you do if we just...
Well, I've recently watched The Bear.
Oh, yes.
So I think I'd open up a kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd try and just become a really good chef.
But you're a terrible chef, though, aren't you?
Well, this is it. This is the whole point. I'm not saying I did. Did I say I was a good chef, mate? Did I say I was a good chef? No, exactly.
Well, I mean, you got to have a reasonable starting
not
point.
really.
You gotta start, I mean, well, hang on, mate. I'm starting from a 1.08 KD ratio in Call of Duty.
Yeah, well,
do you know what I mean? You're starting from your famous 3-ingredient pasta of cream.
I know that your mum's been staying in your house lately, so she's probably helped out with that Call of Duty kill-death ratio, hasn't she? When you went to bed.
Yeah, that's right. She'd stay up
probably
late,
upped.
boosting it,
yeah. So, and yes, fair enough. Three
yeah.
pasta.
Nice try. Well, no. Nice try. Try trying to obfuscate my description of your 3-ingredient pasta.
Yeah.
Talking about my mum playing Call of Duty. Nice try. I'll give you that.
Good. It was
good. Let me share your recipe with everyone.
Yeah,
Ben's
hang
famous.
On. Now, bear in mind, this was a long time ago.
This was a couple of years ago.
It was not. It was like 20 years ago. This was 20 years ago.
No. You were living in at the time.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
20 years ago.
You were living in your current area at the time.
20 years ago. Anyway.
Not that long ago.
Yeah.
Ben decided to cook for me his famous 3-ingredient pasta. Pasta being 1 ingredient.
No, it's 4 ingredients.
Okay, well, you and I remember it differently.
Okay, these are the 4 ingredients.
Pasta.
Pasta.
Cream. chilies.
Smoked paprika.
Well, I can.
That was another.
I can tell you, Ben.
Yeah.
The smoked paprika was undetectable. It was masked by the heavy taste of just cream. No salt, no ketchup. I basically had to go through all of Ben's cupboards to make it in some way
Tell
palatable.
us about one of your tuna sandwiches that you used to have. What did you...
Listen, we've talked about my tuna
that?
sandwiches.
What were some of the flavours you had with your tuna? Was it tuna and barbecue sauce, wasn't it?
Tuna, yeah.
Yeah, let's... just a general consensus, just wonder what people thought of that, because I think it's disgusting.
See, I would make that, though, when I was pissed, and I wouldn't make that for a dear friend.
Well, I was going through a hard time, you know.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
We couldn't think.
Yeah, that was it.
Your brain stopped working.
Yeah, brain stopped working. It was weird, I'll give you that. But look, that was a long time ago anyway.
So what's in your...
Don't get in the way of me opening my own kitchen. If that's my vision, that's why I dump you.
But Ben, there's only that'll only give you so much time.
It's not for you to say. It's not for you to say.
You'd be working your way upwards towards greasy spoon level.
That would be
your ambition.
Is shout the word cousin at people over and over again, and like get really hot, and that's it. That's all you need to do.
That makes you a good chef.
Yeah, that's all you need to do, and have a gun. That's it.
Have you ever seen an old policeman's brown?
That line was so funny,
so good,
and that's what I wanted. I wanted more laughter.
Yeah,
like that couple. Nothing.
That was hilarious. That bit.
So funny.
I tell you what, the Barry Keoghan, whatever he's called, he was fantastic. Like, I know we always joke about him being in everything, but I don't really feel like I've seen him kind of, stretch his legs.
He was in a film called The Killing of the Sacred Deer. He's very good in that.
Yeah, I was really...
And he didn't stop moving.
No.
Like, constantly fidgeting, his character.
That whole performance really told you everything about his upbringing and where he came from. It was really, really... It's heartbreaking, but he was also really funny as well.
It was like the characters were aware of their fates as well. They knew what their fates would be. Like, he had made himself a fishing hook.
Yes.
Which was then used to fish his body out. And Brendan, it's like he knew he was going to cut his fingers off. He was spending all that time playing the fiddle because he knew his fingers wouldn't be around soon.
Yeah.
But he'd made that decision for himself. It was deep, mate. It was deep.
Yeah. McDonagh. I hope he doesn't get any more kind of...
Not mainstream?
Yeah, basically. It's a bit like Stuart Lee. When Stuart Lee started doing stand-up again...
Yes.
In the early 2000s, I went to see him loads, and I thought he was incredible. And as time has gone by, he's sort of gone a little bit more he's obviously very consciously tried to become less mainstream.
Yeah.
And he's talked about that he wants to do that and sort of shed unnecessary audience members. But I wouldn't want him to go any more off piece. It's like, this is enough now.
Art house is probably the word, isn't it? We don't want him to be any more art house than he was here. Because I think that's the brilliant thing about this film is it's laden with subtext. Yeah. But I think it works with mass audiences as well. Because it's a very accessible story, something everyone can relate to, and it's sort of ridiculous, but
yes,
but because of those performances, they really ground it as well.
And obviously, showcase the natural beauty of Ireland.
I mean, it did. It was beautiful. A very striking landscape. So it's a fictional place, right?
It is, yeah.
Obviously, but was that like a CGI-ified area on the edge of a cliff, or is that a real place?
I don't know.
Those funny looking fields.
Yeah, they're kind of like, I know they're called crofts in Scotland. I don't know what they'd be called in Ireland, but did look striking. I'd not seen anything quite like that before. Beautiful,
but very boring. Very boring.
Like you. That's how people describe you.
I'll take it. I will take that. I'm happy with that.
Sorry, I mean ugly. Ugly but boring.
Ugly and boring.
Ugly and boring, yeah.
Right, okay, yeah. Yeah, quite different to what you said originally, but anyway. Eamonn, my long-time friend who will not dump me. Would you fish this out. It's an obvious one here. Like Barry's body is fished out with the hook that he made. Or would you... What's the other option?
Flush.
Flush it? I couldn't even remember. Or would you flush it like...
A grassy poo is flushed out of Jenny's bum.
Gross! I was going to say something about...
Jenny is the mule.
Yeah, she's the mule, I know, but still...
Yeah.
That Colin Farrell's sister is sort of flushed out to sea as she leaves for the mainland.
She's flushed though.
No, let's go with the poo falling out of the pony's bum.
That's better, isn't it?
Okay, it's better. Yeah. What would you do?
Oh, I would fish this out like the bloated corpse of Barry.
Yeah, for real.
Real good. What about you?
Oh, very much so. I adored this film. I really did.
Do you know what? It's really, really not in our wheelhouse. This, like, if you look at like our past films, like this is very different.
Yeah.
But you know what? We're allowed to mix things up.
So, Tank of Glory bound.
Yeah. So that means we have to remove one of the 5 films that's currently in there, and we have to do that by basically a lottery.
Yeah, our best films that me and Eamon both agree to fish out go into the Tank of Glory. And as you said, 5 movies in there at the moment. What films are in there at the moment? Copland is one of them.
Copland.
Raw.
Midnight Run. Top Gun Maverick.
All right.
And Trespass.
Oh, Trespass, yeah. Good movie. Right, okay. I'm folding up the bits of paper. Right, so I'm going to read out the films one by one, and the last movie does not get to stay in the Tank of Glory. Okay, this is the first one that's staying in the tank. Copland. Next one. Brawl in Cell Block 99.
Okay.
Top Gun Maverick. So, it's between Trespass and Midnight Run.
Which would you rather stayed?
I mean, Midnight Run is...
Classic for the ages, yeah.
Right, this is the last one that's staying in.
Oh,
Showed Eamon Trespass. So that means we have lost.
Oh, man.
Midnight Run from the Tank of Glory.
That is a tough pill to swallow.
So Midnight Run is replaced by the Banshees of Inisherin.
Do you know what? If it had to be replaced by anything, I'm glad it was replaced by a really good film. Not just one that was pretty good. It's just a really good film.
But it's a worthy contender.
It is. It's right up there.
I'd say it's probably the best film we have in the Tank of Glory now.
It probably is, yeah.
Yeah, now. All right, well, let's welcome it into the tank then. Okay, so now it's time for our top 5. We will guess each other's top 5 films on a particular subject. We have 3 guesses each. The one who gets the most gets to pick the next episode's film, and the one who gets the least has to do a forfeit, which should be quite interesting this week.
Yeah.
So this week we have chosen breakup movies.
Oh.
Now, I thought there were a lot of good choices here.
I thought this would be hard, but there's loads of really good
Some
good
really
options.
good ones.
Yeah. I mean, there's one on here which, if you've not chosen, then I think maybe we can't be friends anymore.
And I get to guess it first.
Yeah.
So, the first choice for breakup movie is Swingers.
Yes.
Yes. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. We can still be friends.
They really felt like a watershed moment in our relationship. We were friends from about the age of, I think, 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And then I think that film came out in 95. So maybe it was like 96 when we watched it.
I think we maybe like 15, 16.
And I think it both resonated with us so much that kind of felt like we were obviously very good friends before then, but I think it kind of marked, it's part of our transitioning, I think, into like becoming young.
But do you remember we watched it with someone else?
I do, yeah.
Who
didn't like it.
And actually didn't like it so much that he was older than us, and I guess we thought wiser than us, and we switched it off. He made us turn it off.
Made us turn it off, yeah.
But we both really enjoyed it, and then when he left. We watched it.
We talked about it secretly. Yeah, we were both just like,
really like that. But yeah, no, I agree.
All right, good choice. Right. I would say Marriage Story.
No, I didn't choose that.
I thought you liked that film.
I thought it was good, but I didn't really enjoy it. It was a bit of a chore. Ray Liotta was in it, wasn't he?
I'm sure you went on and on about how good Adam Driver was in it.
No, not me. Must have been your other ugly, dull friend.
It probably was.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, got a fair few of them. Yeah. Okay, right, go on, your choice.
Okay, I'm going to go with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah. It's been ages since I've seen it. I think it's maybe like 15 years or something, but I remember thinking it was brilliant. I loved the premise.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Bit of a risk here. I guess this is a duplicate. Casablanca.
I did choose Casablanca. Yeah, good choice.
It's a great film.
It's not. Film.
It's really good. It lives up to the expectations.
Yeah, it's a great film. Okay, I think I'm going to go with a duplicate. La La Land.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, very good.
Whoop, whoop.
That's interesting. I think that's the most closely aligned we've been for a while.
I agree. And I really like La La Land. And I don't care what anyone says.
It's the only good musical.
Ever. Partly
because Ryan Gosling is just a credible specimen of a man, and he's just the most charming man who's ever lived.
Okay, so what was your list?
Yeah, so I had Swingers, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Casablanca, La La Land, and War of the Roses.
Ah, okay.
Which is Michael Douglas and Kathleen Turner.
Yeah, strong choices.
What about you?
Good choices. Oh, my cat's come in.
A cat is a real jerk. But not your wife. Your wife's nice.
She's not. No, good. My choices were. No, I haven't given her one then. Oh my god, my cat. So she's on a diet. She's put on a lot of weight.
Has she?
Yeah, she has. And so she's having food. She's really doing well. She slimmed down a bit, but she's these things called dreamies, which are basically filthy processed meat sticks.
Yeah.
And she just stood up on her hind legs because she was so excited about having one. And now she's chowing down on it and loving it. So yeah, anyway.
Okay.
Sorry. You don't normally get those insights into my kitchen world, do you?
Absolutely don't. No, you're very closely guarded.
I am, yeah. Just anyway, I had La La Land, Casablanca. I had 500 Days of Summer.
Yes, good. That's a good film.
Which was really good. Swingers and The Wedding Singer.
That was on my long list. I had both those films on my long list before I did a whittle.
I think we saw that together.
The Wedding Singer? Yes. Yeah, it's really funny.
I really enjoyed it. That kind of thing.
That was kind of like the very beginning of the Judd Apatow reign of terror, wasn't it?
But that one was tight, like 90 minutes.
Before he started putting his annoying wife in every one of his films. Annoying wife or annoying talentless kids.
Yeah.
Get them the hell out of there.
And just letting them play and then not editing.
Well done. Okay, so what's my forfeit for next time?
Your forfeit is to punch a policeman like Brendan Gleeson does. So yeah, good luck with that.
Yes, yeah, good. No problem.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Done it loads of times already, mate.
Yeah, it'll be fine, yeah. Always lamping out pigs, isn't I? Good.
And your forfeit last time?
Yeah, what was that? Hellraiser.
Oh, you had to learn the accordion.
Yes, I did. And here's how it went. So I've learnt to play the accordion, and I've come to the Cornish seaside to entertain the locals with a song I think you'll recognise. Alright, good. Well, our next episode Eamon, it's our 50th episode,
Jesus Christ.
which is quite ridiculous. So I think we might need a little longer to build up to it, and I think maybe the movie should be a surprise.
Yeah, I agree.
We're not going to say. Not going to say what it is.
We'll make it more of an effort, that's for sure.
We'll make it worth your while.
Yeah.
Don't you worry about it.
Don't you worry about that.
We'll make it worth your while.
Stay tuned. Ooh, 50th. Who knows what's going to happen?
Probably not
I
much.
can tell you that we'll be giving away £1 million live on the podcast.
Yeah, live. One of us is going to win £1 million live on the podcast. It's going to be so.
Yeah.
It's going to be so good, isn't it? It's going to be so good.
Right.
Well, thank you as always for listening. If you did,
And if you didn't, just go suck a dick. Doesn't matter, does it? Because you weren't listening.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And if you want to send us a letter or anything for our 50th episode, please do.
Yeah, I mean, far be it from us to blow our own trumpets, but it's getting to 50 episodes of podcasts much harder than you think.
Of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
It took a lot.
It's a genuine achievement.
I'm honestly more proud of this than pretty much anything I've ever done in my working life.
I'm glad you said that. I was going to say, like your kids are all right, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then all there is to say your little catchphrase at the end.
And here it is. Keep flushing.